Moments That Matter is brought to you by Binkley Ross Family of Funeral Homes, First Southern Bank, and by Melise's.
Hello, welcome to Moments That Matter, a podcast from the Voyage Senior Living. I'm Melise Oakley. Today we're joined by Brenda, who shares her personal journey after being diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease. Her story is one of honesty and hope and the importance of living each day to the fullest. We hope her experience encourage families facing a similar journey and remind us all that no one walks this path alone. Let's get started. We joined Brenda on location at Deaconess, Illinois, Union County, just after she finished her procedure. Well, welcome, Brenda. Thank you so much for being here. So tell me a little bit about yourself.
I'm married. I have a boy and a girl. I have 4 grandsons. My husband and I have been married for 58 years. He was my high school sweetheart. We've lived in the same location for all of our married life, within 30 miles of each other. I'm very outgoing. I love sports.
What's your favorite sport?
My favorite sport is NASCAR / basketball.
Oh, okay.
Because my son-in-law is a basketball coach, and 2 of my grandsons played for him, and now one of my grandsons is a head coach in a little town.
Well, I appreciate you coming on. This is very near and dear to my heart. Let's kind of just tell us a little bit about your journey of why you're here at the Union County Hospital today. What has brought you to the Union County Hospital today?
I was diagnosed with mild cognitive imperative due to Alzheimer's disease.
And when was that?
That was back in March of 25.
You had shared with me, share a little bit about your journey.
In 2022, when we were going through COVID, I took the COVID shot because of my dad, because he was elderly. Back then he was in his 90s. And I developed COVID.
And you said several times, right?
3 times.
Okay.
I had a really bad case the first time, and I was the type of person that I was never sick. I mean, I have a cold once in a while. I mean, I was just not a sickly person.
Very healthy.
And I stayed active, and I tried to stay as healthy as I could. After I had COVID, things started happening. I developed vertigo.
Okay.
I had brain fog. I couldn't complete sentences. I became depressed.
About how long was this period?
This period lasted for about 2 years.
Okay.
I lost 60% of my hearing, and the first thing they thought that I had was Meniere's.
Mm-hmm.
So I was sent to a Meniere's doctor, but we had to wait a year because he wasn't taking new patients.
Okay.
And we didn't want to go to St. Louis. We waited the year, and things didn't get any better.
And you continue to see, were you getting worse? Were you staying the same?
I was getting more depressed.
Okay. So your mood was...
I didn't want to go out. I didn't want to talk to people because I couldn't remember words when I would talk. Conversation was terrible in a group. We would go out to eat. I couldn't hear. So I just had my dinner and really didn't get involved in any conversation of any kind because I couldn't hear what was going on anyway. And I got so tired of saying, I can't hear you. Could you please speak up? That caused a lot of depression because I was so outgoing. I mean, I love people. I love to see people. I love to find out things about people.
When did you were led to seek medical advice?
After I went to the Meniere's doctor,
Okay.
they run a battery of tests to find out if it was Meniere's. That lasted for probably 6 months to a year. They were very in-depth procedures that you had to go through. And they were still dealing with the COVID, so you couldn't get right in to different places. It took a while.
You have many barriers to go through.
Yes.
Right? So now this is like 2 years now. You're still working on this.
Yes. They found out it was not Meniere's that caused the hearing loss. So I went to a audiologist and I got hearing aids. They did correct what was going on with the hearing, which made a big difference in my outlook, but I still didn't know what was wrong.
Were you still having difficulties with words?
I was still having the difficulty with the words. The brain fog was still there. I could not imagine going anywhere mainly by myself.
Right.
And I had always done that before.
You're very independent.
Yes, I was a very independent person. And I was having balance problems too. I failed to mention that. They sent me to a balance and dizziness clinic.
Okay.
Because I was still having the vertigo, not as often as I did before, but it was still causing problems. So I went to this clinic, and it was they run me through the testing to find out if I qualified.
Right.
And I did.
Okay.
So I went there for 3 months, and mainly everything was black and white, audio inside of a tube where you were watching it at the same time and you were trying to balance yourself at the same time.
Okay.
I did very well. I come out of my sentences would go together. I learned to speak better. I could hold a conversation.
So the therapy was helping.
The therapy helped me a lot. But I still didn't know
what was going on. So when did you get diagnosed with what you have?
Alzheimer's. My husband kept telling me, you need to go to a neurologist, because the hearing loss, and I don't know the
technicalities.
The medical names. You have two on each side of your hearing, 2 things on each side of your hearing, plus the crystals on the inside.
Mm-hmm.
And when they did the hearing test, I have one over here. So I had to learn to teach my brain to my mouth. I mean, from my ears to my mouth to my brain for everything that I spoke or whatever I did, because background noise was the biggest thing that it just threw everything out of whack.
Right.
After I went to the neurologist, she did blood testing. She had all the records of everything that I had done so far. She did some of her own testing. The first appointment I had, I took a dementia test,
Mm-hmm.
and I scored a 24 out of 30.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't like that at all. Because,
You were usually an A student.
yes, I didn't like that at all, because I couldn't remember the words. The words that they gave you to remember after they did before, and then they give you all these math problems. Then they come back and ask you for these words, and I couldn't remember them. I couldn't tell her one of them. Yes, very frustrating. I will tell you that she sent me back to St. Louis,
Your neurologist.
my neurologist, just to be sure that there was nothing else that they could do.
Okay.
And she had already run all of her tests. She had run background. The blood tests that they ran would tell you about your ancestors. And somehow there was,
Right.
I don't know how they did that, but somehow they could do that. And she already suspected. My husband suspected. I didn't have a clue. I had no idea. I'm still thinking it has something to do with when I had COVID, all this started. Right. I never dreamed.
You weren't expecting this
No.
diagnosis. So when she said it to you,
I cried.
right?
I cried a lot.
So how did you first learn about the Alzheimer's infusion therapy that you have received?
Through my
Neurologist.
My neurologist.
Okay. And what made you decide to pursue this treatment?
Because I had went through the Alzheimer's, watching my mom. We kept her home for 4 years, and then she went into the memory unit in Wabash, and I saw her decline.
Scary.
Yeah, she
Sad.
completely shut down. She still knew me and my dad because we were with her 24/7 all day long until she went to bed.
So you had no doubt in your mind that you were
No.
going to do this. Like,
I had no doubt because I did not want to be a burden to my kids.
But if you were to
If I was to contract it and have to go into
memory
a
unit.
memory unit, I did not want to put them through that.
But you were a pioneer because you have now had how many treatments?
23.
And what did you score on your test?
2 weeks ago, I had a dementia test, and I scored a perfect 30. I remembered every word. I had no problem with any of it, and I was so happy. I jumped up and screamed because I was so proud of what I had come from.
So can you kind of explain because it's kind of scary to think about infusions. You know, you were sitting here with an IV. Can you kind of describe how your appointment goes
I come in
to Union County Hospital?
Union County Hospital. It takes them about 30 minutes to get me hooked up to the machine, and they use a solution, and I have to wait 30 minutes before they start the infusion. And then we do the infusion, and that takes around an hour, sometimes hour 15 maybe. And then I have a 30-minute waiting period afterwards. It's a piece of cake. I mean, that's all I can say. I mean, it's a piece.
But it's all inclusive here.
It's
So
all-
you have
yes.
you have all your staff here.
Everything is
You're
here.
able, and you had shared with me, like during your appointments, you really enjoy
Yes, I do. I
the
enjoy
staff.
the staff here. They are wonderful. They are very compassionate with everything you're going through, plus anything you're going through in your life other than this, because this is enough.
Right.
This is enough. But when you have a lot of other
Support
stressful things, and it's
because now you have an option that you can do it at home, right?
yes,
But you have opted out. And how far away is your home?
2 hours
One way.
one way.
So it's a 4-hour trip,
Yes,
but you want to come
I want to come here.
and
I don't want a pill. I don't want a shot. I want to come here where I know I'm taken care of, the best that I can be taken care
Right.
of with the best people there is.
what was your biggest concern when you were going to first start this treatment?
How do I keep it from my dad? Because I knew that there was going to be, I was going to have to tell him an excuse why I wasn't at his house on that day, because I visited him every day.
Right. So that was your
And
biggest, is
that
out
was-
to the community to
Yes.
tell individuals.
Right.
'Cause you said you kind of kept it to yourself for a while.
I couldn't tell anyone. Only a small group of people that were my best friends knew.
Why did you feel like you needed to keep that to yourself? You were to protect?
To protect my dad. Because,
Your dad. Okay.
yes, because I knew how he was and how much he had aged through the 4 or 5 years.
With your mother?
With my mom.
So this has been a family kind of diagnosis, a little different than what you have been diagnosed. But how does this treatment process affect your daily life? Is there anything that you could say, like, this is a lot,
Yeah.
and having this diagnosis is a lot and heavy. So how do you feel with the treatment? How can you ease somebody that maybe has that diagnosis? And how did you get through it so far?
I just continued to do everything that I did before. I didn't change a thing.
Okay.
I volunteer at a compassion center.
Okay. So you keep active.
I stay very active. I still go to NASCAR races and I go by myself. My husband can't travel. He plans my trips. I'm getting ready to go on 2 more NASCAR races this year.
That's amazing.
I go to ball games. Like I said, I volunteer, and it's a lot of work, volunteering at a compassion center. It's a lot of work, but I love the people I work with. They were my family that I told everything to.
Have you experienced any challenges or side effects along the way?
None.
Nothing.
None.
So no side effects. You come in. I know they were asking you questions.
None. I've had no side
It doesn't
effects.
feel, you don't have any kind of nothing.
I don't have any headaches. I don't have anything. I feel as normal when I'm not having the infusions as I do when I'm having the infusions.
What changes have you noticed since starting the infusions? Can you find your word? I mean, you're having conversation.
Oh, yeah. I can have conversations with people. I don't struggle for words anymore like I did before. And maybe I shouldn't say this. I know that this is not going to stop the procedure of the Alzheimer's, but I do know that it's going to slow it down.
And it's improved it.
Yes.
Where you're at.
And my neurologist told me, it may be 20 years.
Wow.
And you may never have Alzheimer's. And that's a miracle. I mean,
so
from
crazy.
all the people that's had it, I mean, it's a miracle.
How has your journey impacted your family and loved ones? You know, you spoke. What about your kids and when you got the diagnosis? How does that impact?
It took us probably 2 months before we even told our kids.
Okay.
And the grandkids didn't know at all. I had 4 grandsons, and they're all they're in their teens then. We didn't want to put a burden like that onto them. We were already going through a lot of things with my daughter-in-law because she had cancer.
Oh.
And we just really didn't want to burden them, but they needed to know what was going on because it is hereditary, and you have to at least give them the chance to make their own decisions if something like this comes up. But they've been very supportive.
Wonderful. So what has been the most encouraging part of this experience?
Got me closer to God. That's one thing.
Uh-huh.
I've met a lot of people that are going through things that they don't understand, especially when they forget a lot of things. And now I can tell them that there is an alternative. They need to go to the doctor.
Yes.
They need to have a dementia test. Yes. They need to have a dementia test. Then they need to go to a neurologist and find out why. If it affects their life, they need to find out what's going on.
So what do you wish more people could understand about this disease?
That dementia and Alzheimer's are not the same thing.
Yes. Yep.
They're not the same. I've never been able to remember names. I've been like that since I was in high school. I forget names very quick. One of the nurses that works here, her name is Sherry. I called her Rose for I don't know how long. And She looked like a rose to me. So,
She is pretty like a rose,
yes,
isn't
she is.
What advice would you give someone who recently has been diagnosed?
You need to really think about what you would do if you actually came down with the disease and didn't try to get help, because especially if you have children or grandchildren or a husband or a wife, you don't want to put them through what a lot of people have gone through. You don't want to watch a loved one go through all of that misery.
What would you say to a family caregiver who is supporting a loved one with Alzheimer's?
Be patient. Don't tell them everything, because they don't understand. They don't understand dates. They don't understand time of day. My mother went to bed at 3 p.m, and she couldn't understand why my dad didn't go with her in the same room, because she was in the nursing home. Just love them. Be there for them when they fall apart, because they do. And just show them all the love you can, as long as you have them.
What would you like for people to know about the Alzheimer's and the infusion therapy? If someone has got diagnosed, what would you do for advice for someone that was just like you?
Do it.
Right?
Absolutely do it. No matter what.
It's changed your life.
It's changed, yes. It's changed my life. It's made me a lot more compassionate with other people in any situation. My faith has gotten tremendous, because that's the only thing that's kept me going.
So how do you think community can better support someone that has Alzheimer's or that's living with this disease?
Be more aware. I mean, this right here is the biggest thing you can do.
Is educate.
Yes, because I have 4 people that I am keeping an eye on at home. And they came to me, they knew after my dad passed, I wasn't bashful about telling anybody. And I told them, I said, if you have a problem or you think you have a problem, then go check it out.
Be an advocate for yourself.
Yes, because it's you that's going to suffer, and you're going to take your family right with you. And you need to know. Even though you don't want to, I know there's a lot of people out there that don't want to know things like that, but it'll extend your life to
The quality
of your life. And go for it.
Right?
Go for it.
There's over 7 million people that have Alzheimer's, and in 2050 it's going to triple. So this right here is such, I feel like, a pivotal moment. I think I told you before, but I prayed for this for the simple fact to be able to have a cure or something that would help this. Why don't you also tell us about the thing that you have that you've carried?
This is something that my neurologist gave me.
Okay.
And it has a barcode on it.
Okay.
And I carry this with me everywhere I go. And it has the card that has her phone number on it. And if I would ever be anywhere, they were to flash this number, call my neurologist, and she would know exactly what to do.
Okay.
And this is just a safety precaution. I've never had any incidents anywhere.
And how long have you been going through the treatment?
Almost a year now.
30 treatments, right?
I have 23.
You've done 23.
I've done 23. I have 36. So I have 13 more to go.
Okay.
Yeah. All I can say to anybody that thinks that there is anything wrong, even if you feel like even if somebody tells you, oh, that's just old age. No, it's not just old age.
Be your advocate.
When it affects
Right.
your way of life,
Yes.
that's when you need to take action. And you need to do it as soon as you can.
I think you need to be the poster person for this.
Oh.
Because I know it took a lot for you to talk about it, because I'm sure it's very emotional.
It is. I was one of the lucky ones, as far as I'm concerned. God has led me through all of this. He took me from COVID to every place I went and showed me what could be done.
I'm just so blessed to have met you and been able to hear your story. And I would love to have a follow-up of all the things and all your success. You're A+ now.
I am, as far as I'm going to live a full life from here on out.
Quality.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today. I really appreciate it. I know it wasn't easy for you to talk about this, but just to get the awareness out for this disease is it's always been heavy on my heart, because it's affected my family and a lot of the people in my life. So I just sit here and just smile from ear to ear, seeing what a beautiful soul you are, and you're the pioneer of this treatment. So thank you. Thank you for joining us for this episode of Moments That Matter. A special thank you to Brenda for sharing her story with such courage and openness. We hope today's conversation has brought encouragement, understanding, and hope to anyone impacted by Alzheimer's disease. If you find this episode meaningful, please share it with someone who may benefit. Until next time, remember that even the smallest moments can make the biggest difference.
Moments That Matter is brought to you by Binkley Ross Family of Funeral Homes. Locally owned and operated. Binkley Ross Funeral Home, Blue Funeral Home, Mitchell Hughes Funeral Home. Call 618-997-7771 or go to binkleyross.com. First Southern Bank. Bank with people you know and love Southern Illinois. Community banking at its best. Find us at firstsouthernbank.net. And by Melise's. Tuxedos, menswear, custom embroidery, and apparel. Melise's, the best little suit shop in town. Call 618-993-1800 or go to melises.com.